I'm Alex, I'm 14 years old, and I go to Rondebosch Boys High School. I often get asked to tell the story of how I got into media, and it's quite a hard story to tell because there wasn't just one thing which led me to being involved in media. I kind of focus on three main points, and those main points are photography, videography, and radio. So I'll start with videography first, because this was the one that really I felt it was the first thing, the first part of media that I interacted with. And when I was much younger, say about grade 1, I discovered that I could take a video on my dad's phone, and a few of my friends and I, we would do stupid skits and stupid stunts that always would fail and go wrong on purpose, and we'd made like these little videos called Comedy Gold, and I would edit them together on Movie Maker, which I enjoyed using and discovered how to use on the family's new laptop, and I really enjoyed it. And then when I was in grade 3, Christmas time, I got a camera from my grandparents, small Nikon point and shoot, and I was able to make some movies with my friends. We made some music videos, and I just gained some filmmaking skills. And present day, I love videography, I love film. I've got YouTube channel and I make videos for people now. That I really enjoy. Now, photography, that I have been exposed to for the longest, but I only started doing it in about grade 4. So my dad is a keen photographer. It's his hobby and he loves it, and he has always been the one I've looked up to with photography, and thanks to him I have a love for nature and the outdoors, and going on holiday to the Kalahari and the Kruger National Parks, and there is where we take photos, and that's where he would always take photos, and I wanted to do what he was doing. And so when he got a new camera, I was able to get his DSLR, and I was able to take photos like him, and that was what I'd always wanted. So that's how I got into photography, which was the next sphere of the media world. And lastly, radio, grade 3, that's when it started my own internet radio station called ISFM. From radio I gained presenting skills, speaking skills, and people skills. Also, running your own radio station, you have to have online stuff, so I also developed social media and website skills, stuff like that. And all of this obviously wouldn't have been possible without Rick, Zahea and Andre, who were instrumental in the developing of these skills and the development of ISFM. I've always loved radio. My mom and dad always encouraged me to listen to good music. They both love good music, and I gained a lot of good musical taste from them. My dad introduced me to my favorite song, Stand By You by Rod Stewart, which I absolutely love.
Stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
I've seen the positive effect that radio's had on people firsthand, and I've always wanted to spread this positive impact to as many people as possible. So last year when I found out about RX Radio through my mom, who got me to meet up with Gabrielle, I thought this was an excellent opportunity to do that, and Gabriel has inspired so many people and done such an amazing thing, so I decided to chat to him to find out his roots in media.
Hi Alex, and thank you. Yes, let me say first that the funny accent comes from Argentina, but I have been in South Africa for the last 35 years. I left Argentina at the beginning of at the end of 1980, actually, and I arrived to South Africa in April 1981. Okay, my story with radio is also an old story. I was passionate, I think, since when I was a young kid in Buenos Aires, we still didn't have TV, so I will listen, and I'm talking about the age of 4, 5, 6. I remember listening to soapies, to soap operas through radio. During 92, we had the first training of children that were a group of 12 kids, aged from 6, if I remember well, 6 to 12, and those kids became the first child reporters, and then they had their own radio program, and they, for many, many years, they broadcasted their weekly show on Radio Simonele, a live show. I think, Alex, it make an incredible impact on people's life. From those 12 kids that I mentioned just now, some of them actually decided to follow a career in media afterwards. You know, Alex, I always say that one thing, adult things that the kids, children learn from them. I always say that during my life, I have learned much more from the children than what I think I have teach them. I do believe that it contributes immensely to anybody that is involved as presenters, as reporters, as producers, and as listeners.
So you can see Gabs' story with media and specifically radio started at a very young age, and he has had a very good, very positive life thanks to it. It's inspired him and he's giving back, and that's what I want to be part of RX Radio, to give back and to help other people realize the joy of media. So I'm excited to go on to the next step of my media journey.